oddball.
All right. Episode 29.
Episode 29. You going to
Is
give
it?
these bad boys a ripper?
What? What bad boys?
These bad boys, they're hash concentrated.
Oh my god. Not right now,
hit
but
both at
I'll get there. I'll get there. Cause this is day one of smoking weed again. Let me just double check.
For him.
I didn't do not disturb, but yeah. So I was gonna save this, but I am very stoned right now. And you know what? I'm not gonna do the sunglasses off the rip.
No.
I'm gonna try to be brave.
He's being brave, folks.
But I might end up big daddying it. We'll
Don't-
see. Yeah.
Don't put it in the comments so we could see your fucking...
Lack of comments.
Do we get comments? Are we getting comments?
Dude, I gotta get back into posting clips. I've been slacking there. I've just been like not sleeping too much lately. So,
Now you're back to smoking weed.
yeah, I wonder how
Sometimes
that's.
it'll put you right to bed, bro.
No, it doesn't do that to me. I have to smoke weed an hour before I go to bed so I can go to bed.
You have the energy of someone who smokes weed and then kills a healthcare CEO.
No, I'm not. I would not do that. But
No.
I don't know, dude. Isn't that a crazy thing? Because in a way, he's like he. I don't condone murder at all, but it's also kind of woken up a lot of people. Let's say, hold on, I have not read a conspiracy about this, but let's say that death didn't happen. Like they faked the death just to get more people to look at something. So I don't know. I don't condone murder at all.
What does
I don't know.
I don't know what more eyes on the situation is gonna do.
Well, now people are like
They can't boycott healthcare.
yeah, but the people can change the system.
If that was ever possible, I'd like to think it's possible. You know, my dad wants to start a podcast where we go over the Bill of Rights.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. He called the other day and he was freaking out about politics and I don't watch anything. I don't watch the news. I don't stay up to date on anything. I get my Trump updates from Open Micer Material.
That's
You know
good,
what I mean?
dude. That's really funny. That's a good bit. I get my news from going to comedy open mics.
Yeah,
You should-
I
you
don't
should
watch
do a
that
bit.
shit.
Like that.
But he called and he was all political right off the rip. He's worried Trump. He's out there. He's wanting to steal oceans and fucking do all kinds of wild shit.
Yeah, it does, dude.
I
It's
was-
crazy.
I'm just like I don't know, man. But I think I'll start a podcast with him where he just can go off the cuff. And he was funny when he started talking shit. He's like, and Canada, he's wanting to fucking annex part of Canada, and these have been our allies. And he's like, I hope, I guess Canada's guy's getting replaced.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau, you resigned.
What is that, a prime minister?
prime
right?
minister? Yep.
So he's like, I hope the new prime minister tells Trump to shove it up his ass and say, you know what, Trump? And I love it. He's got a dialogue for the new
Yeah.
prime minister
Yeah.
for Trump,
Mhm.
He's like, I hope he tells him, you know what, Trump, kiss my Canadian bacon ass.
That's funny.
And I was laughing because it's like, you're still an old, full-blooded Italian guy. So even you're talking about the Canadian Prime Minister, but you're making fun of him at the same time, and it'd be funny. And then we could talk religion too, because my dad is like a well-versed, well-educated, well-attending church guy. So you can have and he loves history.
That's cool.
He's like a super history fucking nerd. And so you can just kind of like, without worry of like upsetting some, you know how like sometimes you're you might be afraid to talk to someone who's like super not political but super religious in one way, because you're like, well, anything I say is going to offend this person, and they're not going to understand, and the first thing I question is going to lead to a fight. My
Totally.
dad's not like that.
No.
He'll listen to what you got to say. If you got to, you know,
Mhm.
whatever you got to say, like
That's good.
there's a church in I think it's Thornton, but they claim to have like a sliver of the wood from the cross that Jesus hung on.
Is it the one off of 120th?
It's like,
No way.
yeah.
It's that big one.
Well, no, it's like no. It's like it's at Melody Drive and Boondocks. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's right across the street from Boondocks.
Oh, that's a nice area too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I asked my dad, I was like, you think that's true? You know,
That's
supposedly
funny.
the Vatican sent it to him and stuff,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was like a piece of wood from 2,000 years ago. He goes, no, I do not think that is true.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of wood to go around to a lot of churches too.
Well, that's the thing, is like they were chosen to have a sliver of it,
Yeah.
and the Vatican is sending it out, like deciding what church is worthy enough to have a sliver of it. What congregation
yeah.
gets a sliver of it?
Well, do you think they give everyone a sliver?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think there's people not getting a sliver. I bet it's like the box top rewards thing, where the church is like
They
having
gotta
to,
sell like
they're turning in stuff for, it's like the rewards you get. They're like, here's a sliver of the cross.
what was the thing, like the scholastics, not this, like what would we sell
Oh, I
when
heard,
they turned us into multi-level marketers in school?
oh, well, they did it to me a couple times. Boy Scouts did it. We sold popcorn through the neighborhood.
Yep, that's another one they do.
That one was rough, bro. And what else did
Let's
we
put
sell
the kids to
door-to-door?
work.
Didn't we
Just
sell,
call it Boy Scouts.
I think school had to sell the chocolate bars. World's finest chocolate bars. You remember having boxes of those?
Yeah, but it's like
was
it
like a
wasn't even
sports
good.
event.
I'm sorry. The chocolate was not good. The Girl Scout cookies are amazing.
The Girl Scout cookies are the best bang for your buck. The chocolates, the only good one was like the caramel crispy one.
I think I vaguely remember that actually. That was
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
But those, you sold them for like $1 a piece.
Yep. Yep.
And you know, if as an adult I wouldn't do this, but if I was down on my luck, when that season comes along, you could basically see any kid with a little box like that and know that it's like $50 and some chocolates.
You can like how to do the math on the operation.
You're like, if I rob these 4 kids,
Yeah.
there's a chance that I get I at least get like $125 and probably 37 chocolate bars. They trusted us as kids to have it around there, and people look at us like walking piggy banks.
Yeah, I get. That's funny that like you only get telemarketers if you live at a certain like income level.
Oh,
Like,
really?
or like
they don't bother the
like door knockers. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, like because I've done door knocking jobs before. It's been like for solar.
you did the solar thing. You sold.
Dude, I've literally tried almost every job.
Wow.
Name a job. I haven't done scuba diving.
Dog walking.
No, but I'd be good at it. Like I could do it.
Yeah, dog walking's a fun one.
Like I've done a lot of dog walking.
Car
so-
wash.
No, I haven't done that.
Valet.
Yep. You knew
Alright.
that though. Right?
Oh yeah. Now that you say it, L.A. thing. What about?
But you weren't thinking that he's
dish
done
pit.
it. Oh, interesting. What dish pit?
Yeah, like dishwasher.
I've helped. I was a
Okay,
server,
so back
busser,
of house,
host.
front of house. You done all the
I've
serving
done.
stuff.
Yep.
Landscaper.
I like tried mowing lawns one summer
Okay.
for like a week though.
Snow shoveling. Did you ever go out and try to make snow shovel money?
Never did that, but I'd be
Oof.
good at it. I could do it.
Yeah, I
Look, I have the skill for it.
just as early as like 2 years ago, I was still side hustling
Maybe you've done more jobs
in the
than me.
wintertime. No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
I worked at them. I could tell you all of them. They're on like one hand.
That's good though. It's you're consistent in a field or something though.
Well, I held 3 jobs through college.
Mm-hmm.
I did seasonal work at the Halloween City. I did I was in a landscaping company. I mowed yards myself. I worked at the Philly cheesesteak place just for a short time in college on 120th and Sheridan.
Philly cheesesteak place, 120th and Sheridan.
Taste of Philly. That's what it used to be called.
Mm.
In the Kmart parking lot.
Oh yeah, I never went there though. I've never had a Philly cheesesteak. Honestly,
We'll go one day.
I don't think I'd like it.
Why don't you think you'd like it?
Just doesn't sound good.
No.
I think I will like it, but I
Well,
don't
do you,
think I'll like it. I don't know what that
I'm trying
means.
to think what it's similar to. Do you like a hot sandwich?
I used to love Quiznos.
Quiznos. What would you get?
Just like an Italian.
The Italian one,
yeah.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
There's something special about. I think that's one of the strongest sandwiches ever.
Quiznos?
Designed. No. Just like an Italian.
Oh, it's great.
Sub.
Yeah.
Because you could have it hot, cold.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a versatile sub,
Mm-hmm.
and when done well on good bread, oof,
It's well wintered.
it's amazing. I went to Chiba Hut last night.
Dude, they make me sick.
Chiba Hut.
I
really?
love Chiba Hut, but it hurts my stomach every time. It might be the bread I'm getting. I don't know.
I don't know. I think the best bread place is Jimmy John's. I think Jimmy John's has the best bread,
It is good bread.
but not always the best everything else.
I recently had it for the first time.
Jimmy John's, it's good.
Yeah.
And it's fast. They live up to it. They're pretty quick. So you had some crazy rides this week. I had some crazy week. Who wants to go first? What you got? What you got for the people?
Dude, this is actually pretty crazy. So,
Crazy.
I drove this lady who I never wait longer than I should for like a ride to like show up to my car.
Oh yeah.
Like I cancel it as soon as I can. Free money.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like that's like
How long's the limit? What do they give people?
like they give
10
them
minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
So really 7 minutes total.
Okay.
Which that's more
I've
than
always
enough time.
wondered that. I'd never known. I was like, if they pull up, you gotta
Mhm.
go, or
No, they get about 7 minutes. So, for some reason, I wait like 10 minutes. I don't know. Like God intervened. They're like, we're gonna give you a comedy bit.
okay.
Like it was weird, dude. So, she gets in my car. She has all this stuff. She has this like Amazon
All the
box,
stuff. Amazon box.
and she goes, "You know what's in here?"
Ha.
I'm like, "No." And she's like, "It's my husband."
Oh my God.
And
Brutal lady.
So we can talk about how her husband passed. Like it's really sad, and I feel for her. But what was wild is when she got out of the car, parts of her husband were still in the car.
No parts. What do you mean parts? Like it
The
spilled?
back seat was like dusty.
Oh no way.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Now my car's haunted.
You can vacuum up her husband later.
Yeah, I got to do that. So I'm sorry.
What
if
was
you-
all the other stuff she had with her?
bags?
Just belongings.
Yeah, she's like fighting with the ex-wives over the house.
Nice.
It's like crazy.
She's like, all I have to show for it is this box of his ash.
I'm like, why do you have this in my car?
Yeah,
I
that's
guess you
pretty
have to
crazy.
pick it
Why
up.
in an Amazon box?
Yeah. Yeah.
Show some respect. Ship that man USPS.
Yeah. Is that the more expensive one than Amazon?
Well, no, that's just how they shipped my brother's ashes.
Oh. It might have been USPS.
It was USPS, and then, but here's the funny thing: the guy just dropped him off, and it was raining.
Oh, wow.
So they just put the box. I think they just put the box on the patio, or like the
Oh.
front porch, and knock. Yeah, were you ever a? Let's see, you're a driver now. Were you ever a teacher?
I was a camp counselor.
A camp counselor? How'd you like that?
Dude, I was not good at that.
They make you lead the kids in singing Energizers.
Um,
Energizers are my life.
no, I just didn't like it because the kids pissed me off. Like I'm trying to fall asleep, and they would keep talking and keep talking.
Oh,
And-
there was nothing better than a late night talk at
Yeah,
camp.
I know, but
I
we
remember
should-
the chaperones being pissed.
Yeah, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like,
And
dude,
then they giggle.
yeah,
And then, yeah, you can't stop them.
I had to like
especially,
shake his bed,
like the boys' cabin.
yeah, yeah,
You just keep talking shit.
yeah.
And it keeps pissing off the adult. There was nothing better than that. I
No, and
remember
I've been
that
on the
shit.
other side where I've done that,
Yeah.
so I can't I was more mad that it was like full circle, you know.
Yeah. There, there's something really cool about camp.
Yeah, you went to camp a lot, sleepaway.
I didn't go to like, I think they were all church camps, to be honest.
Yeah, I went to a few Jewish camps and like tennis camps.
Tennis camps in the mountains?
One in Texas and one in California.
Oh, like out of state?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. It was. They were pretty cool actually.
Where do you stay at?
We
How old
stayed-
are you?
I was like 15 and like 14, I think.
Okay.
And we stayed in dude. Well, actually, I went another time when I was 10, and my whole bunk spoke Spanish, and it was like really like I don't know.
Hola.
I don't like sleepaway camping. Like the conditions are like were kind of dirty, and I don't want to blame that on Mexican people, but then like it was dirty, but then also they were all speaking Spanish. So I just want to distinguish that. Because I was about to say it was also really dirty conditions, but I just wanted to. It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with the Mexican kids.
Sure.
It was just like a dirty camp.
A dirty camp.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
have those. Yeah.
'Cause they were-
rundown camp.
Yeah, they were.
This was in Texas?
Yeah, it was.
Where in Texas?
Yeah.
Do you know?
San Antonio. Yeah.
Sounds like a dirty place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they actually ended up becoming like really good friends of mine,
Ah.
and they might watch this, and like I hope they don't take any offense to anything I
No,
said.
it was just a dirty camp.
It was
you
just
know?
a
It's
dirty
not their
camp. No, and then like I was not used to being around like so many people like that didn't speak my language. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's so funny. Do you think you just talked too much that the other bunk was like, put him with Alejandro?
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember going to church camps and they were awesome. You the best part was you just go live in the mountains for a while. All the ones we went to were in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're fucking way out there, and they had like a buffet every day for breakfast.
Mhm.
You know, I was like, I love the big cafeteria eating,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd make you. I am not opposed to like just what's the word, dissociating and then going with the flow. So like on a field trip, I always loved the idea that we were outside of school so much that I had no problem just falling into line on a field trip and zoning out and anyways, church camp always felt like a field trip. They make you fucking walk in a line up here, and then you know when they let you do your own thing, you have a really good time. Probably too good of a time, but yeah, I loved it. The big team sports that you play in the woods would be like, what's the game where I think it was Capture the Flag, where you have like one zone, and I think it's one zone and you got like a flag, and then it's like one tree way over there,
Mm-hmm.
and then like fucking half a mile through the forest there's another tree with theirs, and then it's just this open, like everybody's sprinting trying to get the flight. Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great. The I used to envy camp counselors or like the chaperones.
Some of them were cool and some of them were lame.
Yep,
It
some
was-
of them made it look like the coolest job ever.
Dude, there's one time, oh my god, I hit up an ice cream truck before I got to camp, and they sold fart bombs, like stink
Oh
bombs.
no, yeah,
So I'm like, oh, I'm getting those for camp.
yeah.
Did I tell you this story?
No, but I fucked around with stink bombs one time.
I want to hear that in a second. So basically, we got to camp, and they were easy to like set off. Like you
Yeah.
pop it, remember?
Yeah.
And so I accidentally did that. I'm like, oh shit! I threw it, and it was in our room. Like we had just got to our
fucking
room.
Idiot.
I know, dude. Dude, I told you earlier,
In
like,
front of everybody? Or?
yeah, all of my roommates, like
no.
that I just met for the first time, like off to a bad start, you know?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and the camp counselor comes around and he's like, "What's going on in here?"
Yeah, he smells
We're
it.
like,
What
we're like, it smells like shit. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oh, dude." He looks like one of the characters in like Beavis and Butthead. Like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
And so we like leave the room. He's like, "What happened in there?" We're like, "It was just like that when we got there." You know, because we were
Did
lucky.
you get a new room out of it?
got a new. I think we just let it air out. And
I feel like they lasted a while, didn't they?
they did like hours,
Oh,
dude. It was
fuck.
bad. We might have got. I think we got a new room. I don't remember. But what was funny is like the counselor's like boss came in. He's
Oh. He's like, you got your hands full with this cabin, Malachi.
yeah. And so like so he gets invited too. And he goes, "Did they do it?" He's like, No. He said it was like that when they got there. And he goes, huh. And he looks up at us. He's like, "They wouldn't be stupid enough to do that in their own room."
If he only knew.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, "Yeah, guys."
You're like, we're not dumb.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure we got a new room after that.
That's funny, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, I stink bombed in elementary school.
No way.
Hallway, yeah. Sunset
Oh,
Ridge.
shit.
And I remember them being in like little glass. They look like fuses.
Mm-hmm.
And breaking a couple at the door and being surprised that everyone's so surprised that they work. You know, you're like, oh, stink bomb, this is going to be, you know, you never know what level of horrendous it's going to be. And then it's always like super bad.
It's bad.
And you wish you're like, why did I do this? This is
Yeah.
a mistake.
Yeah, you never feel good about it.
No, nobody's ever happy after releasing a stink bomb. Because I also don't think anyone ever gets away from it. It's like
Yeah.
on them somehow. or,
Oh, interesting.
like,
Ah.
he who smelt it dealt it really
Yeah.
holds conviction in the stink bomb world.
What if they have like 9/11 style like hand tracing bomb equipment?
That's what they brush your hand for at the airport.
For stink
They're like,
bombs.
oh,
Things.
it might have been in 5th grade, but we have the report. TSA's.
We
turning
got
into-
our eye on you.
You're like, I'm 37. What do you mean I'm getting arrested for this? And then they wheel in a wheelchair. You're like old principal out in front of you. It's just, I didn't think it would come to this, Jackson.
You're
You
so
said it
alive.
wasn't you. It's your camp counselor. He's
You've
like,
been waiting this whole time.
yeah. I thought you guys weren't dumb enough to do that in your room. Turns out you were. That's funny.
It was a long play.
Yeah. They'll be like, we're in the mountains. How did they get your wheelchair out here? It's been a long walk.
I've been hiding out here since the incident.
Yeah. I never left that room. I've been figuring it out this whole time. That's crazy. What's the longest con you ever pulled?
Oh, dude, I'm not proud of this one.
You don't have to share it.
I can share it. I just can't do names, which I'm bad with.
Can I name the names? Just give me a
No,
look when
no.
you need a name, and I'll throw a name in there.
What if you guess their name and then I laugh?
I won't.
But what if you do guess the name?
No, I won't.
and
What are
then
the odds of it, bro? The names I'm thinking of.
You're like Jim.
Yeah.
You're like dude.
I say a first and last name. That's correct. Yeah, go ahead, and
all right.
I'll put in other names.
Okay, like I have two stories that like the same story where I'm like or a few stories where I'm guilty by association.
Okay.
Like that's my guilt is like I'm just there most of the time.
Bad time, bad place. So.
Well, I think I just like I don't know. I like to hedge a little bit, you know. I don't know.
Yep.
But
it was you.
Yeah. So name the victim.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. All right. Then name one other person.
Aragon.
Okay. So me and Aragon thought it would be funny. This was back in 2010 when like online dating became a thing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And we thought it would be funny to create a fake profile. We were the first catfishers on our friend.
That's a tough one.
And we talked to him.
Oh, buddy.
But I cut it off right away.
Hulk Hogan was the friend?
Hulk Hogan was the victim. Yeah.
But the friend that you were talking to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was me and Aragon.
You and Aragon, catfish Hulk Hogan, your buddy.
And all I did was help create the profile. I'm like, I want nothing to do with this.
Handy with computers. Really, nothing to do with this? So then Aragon took over.
So okay.
Aragon did all like the talking?
Yes. I didn't talk to him at all.
All right. Yeah. And how long did it go on for?
I don't, like a month.
A month's a long time. A lot of late night convos. A lot of you log off.
It got way out of hand.
Of course it did. Tell me about Aragon.
Yeah.
At what point was Aragon in too deep?
Oh my God. I don't want to continue. I feel bad.
Tell me off air because that sounds thrilling.
I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, catfishing is no good. That show can last forever because it's fun drama. Catfishing is kind of funny. It's fucked up, but
yeah, like it is fucked up. But I'd like to think if someone did it to me, I'd laugh. Like I fell for it.
Yeah,
you know? Like. Okay, that's funny.
There's the people that do it best, I think, has been South Park.
What was the episode again?
Well, it's not necessarily they were catfished, but I just think of the World of Warcraft episode where they don't know it's like a fat fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Just playing the whole time. It's like the best player in the game.
Talking about another shit scene where she's like, "That's a big boy."
Yeah. Ma, that's a big boy. Oh, that show's so great. I haven't watched South Park in a long time, bro. You know, there was a while there where I felt proud to be from Colorado. I like always have, but you know, you attribute different things to it. You're like, oh, you know, I'm proud to be here because of this. But South Park being so popular, I was like, it feels good that we live there, because then you'd meet people like online that are like, they hear Colorado and they associate South Park to it like first, and yeah, it's a good one. So we got a lot of good shit here. Yeah. We got literally. We're like a vacation spot for most people. to come and snowboard and ski. So like we already have the X Games and all the cool shit like that. Then we got Red Rocks, which is undoubtedly like
The best.
reigns
Maybe
supreme
the best.
over
Yeah.
every venue.
Mm-hmm.
Less maybe the Gorge.
You've been to the Gorge, right?
I've not been to the
Mm.
Gorge, but I will say that I've seen a ton about it, and it's like I could tell how fucking majestic it is. It looks
Yeah.
awesome as hell.
It was like Narnia.
Yeah, but Red Rocks is something else. Colorado's like the bass capital, one of the bass capitals. So like even in a genre of music that I don't frequent or listen to, we're like the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
And we like have it all the spots, and like this is where it's fucking happening, and we're such a point where like people grow up and like we think to move to like LA or New York as an upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
but like there's like 40 states that are like Denver is their New York.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose New York would be their New York, but you know what I mean? Like Denver's their achievable New York.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, if I could just move to Denver, my life can start. And we just have always lived here. It's like everything's our backyard.
Yeah, everything's like a perspective thing where it's like the main step below like how our experience is like maybe some no, I don't want to say it, like I don't want to assign value to it because some people like live very modestly, but like it's like just even being in this country is like incredible. Like there's like definitely second world countries. No one talks about that.
Oh, they just jump straight to third world countries.
Yeah, there are second
Yeah.
world countries
Yeah.
where it's like this, but it's like weird, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But it's not like a third world country.
No, but it's second world. Not everything is, so there's
Mhm.
more things that are unsure.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I'll give you an example. Like I went to South Africa, and I feel like
they're in between.
they like even the wealthy people there are in prison because they don't want to leave their bubble.
Yeah.
Like they're scared with the
okay.
crime. So like even like the wealthy people here have it better because they feel more free.
Sure, they can go anywhere.
But I think South Africa might be a third world country. I don't know what classifies it.
Yeah,
But-
who does too? I wonder.
Yeah, who's this person like first?
Yeah.
Third.
Who's the wizarding hat that they're putting on countries nowadays? The sorting hat.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
What
Strong values.
yeah, I should have done like a
Stray dogs. Too many stray dogs.
Yeah.
Third world country.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Yeah. Well, maybe I actually think South Africa would be like Hufflepuff.
okay.
Because it's not as bad as Slytherin. Like Slytherin is like dictatorships, like no
Yeah.
democracy.
Slytherin is like, my parents are swingers and I'm up to no good.
My parents are swingers and I'm up to no good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what it's like. Like China's like a high end Slytherin though.
China. Oh, yeah. China's the dragon.
But dude, I've met a lot of Chinese people and they're really nice people. You know,
Same.
it's like
Yeah.
I think like they oppose the oppressive state too. And I believe in government also. Don't get me wrong. But like I think there's a limit to it, you know?
I think instead of government, we should live under like
Martial law,
no, man, like magicians.
magician law.
Yeah.
You
Like
think magicians
magic. I think there
Yeah.
should be like a wizard, like you know how in
Oh, like Wizard of Oz.
Lord of the
kinda.
Rings there's like Sauron and there's
Oh.
like Saruman or whatever, and then there's Gandalf, and everyone else is just a race of people living, but like the fucking wizards are the wizards, you know, and the magicians, shit like that.
Like kind of small tribe, like we all have like.
I think everybody's nothing except for like a few super magical characters.
You think we should have magic characters that have like powers that live amongst us that are like our governors?
I think that I think, you know what might become one of those is AI when it figures itself out. AI might just be one of the things that we do like fall in line with and have to bow down to because it's so awesome.
Do you support AI in the physical realm, like as robots walking around? That's where I think it becomes maybe too much. I don't know.
No, I think that's where it's going to go. Of course, that's always where it's been headed.
Yeah.
But I think that robots. So I think that AI is gonna like figure itself out and plug into everything, take over the mainframe, completely decentralize everything. Sort of like, I don't think it's gonna turn hostile. I think it's gonna be like, it's gonna fix everything to like the correct system. It's gonna update everything from like Windows Vista to like, you know what I mean? It's gonna like update everything, and then we're gonna have to like learn to live underneath it. But I think it'll do things to help humans. So like it'll be like, okay, humans, this is how you have to live. This is what your society should look like. This is what's sustainable. We've ran the programming. We can help you this much, but we're not going to help you if you're doing war. We're not going to help you. Like, we're not going to help you be corrupt like you've been.
But that's assuming that it can't be corrupted too.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be. That's what I think is going to make it magical. That's what I think separates those beings, like the Gandalfs and everything, is like they.
Good always wins, dude.
Well, not just that. Yeah,
but I do believe that
they're like once they become all knowing, they're inherently good. Like they're all knowing, so they kind of knew how to get out of judgment, or they knew how to get out of like not judgment. What'd you say earlier? How do we know they're not going to be corrupted? So I think they can find a way to dodge corruption and do the right thing. But then humans are going to have to fall into line. So if the humans don't change, if the robots are like, yo, this is what's sustainable for how many humans live on the earth. You guys need to start eating like an 80-20 diet, 80% being plants. So now everyone's got to start eating salad. And now every fat Republican in Texas is like, fuck you, I'm eating my... You know, they're like, I'm killing my cows. And
yeah,
I think hostility might come to those that don't fall in line for the robots. But it won't be in a robotic way like iRobot, where they try to just wipe the humanity.
Yeah,
I think they're going to try to save humanity at any cost. And if that means killing the people that don't do what they know through running like a billion programs is the way to survive, then I think they're going to keep themselves safe.
Well, that was the whole thing with the Matrix. The program realized that it could just harvest us and survive that way. So there's like an evil way it could go as well.
The Matrix was harvesting people.
That's what powered the Matrix.
Oh, fuck, I've never really seen all those.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen them? We've talked about this. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Wow.
I know that I thought it was like a helmet thing they put on, and then they lived in like the made-up world.
Yeah, but the real world that they're in, where they put the helmet on, is like
another made-up world.
No, well, maybe, but I don't know why someone would want to make it up. I mean, maybe it's the AI dreaming.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to watch them. There was 3 of them, right?
4 now.
Oof.
I recently watched them.
I'll have to watch them. Fuck it.
Dude, hopefully the AI, like when it downloads all the information, the last thing like it downloads is like the last episode of Sopranos. He's like,
gets all upset.
Yeah.
You know what I watched the other day, which was an excellent nostalgic banger, was
What?
Little Giants football movie.
I don't know if I saw that.
Ooh-wee.
It's good.
Yeah, it's got fucking who's the dad from Modern Family, the grandpa? Al Bundy, that guy.
I don't know.
It's a great one, dude. It's a one of the underrated sports movies of our childhood or come
Yeah.
up. What was your favorite movie coming up? As like a kid, what were you picking?
Comedically, I thought Austin Powers Goldmember was like one of the best movies.
Ever, yeah.
Like at that time, like I love that movie. I thought it was so funny.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that was my favorite. Probably like Step Brothers was like one of the best.
No, I'm saying like when
Like
you were
young?
a kid. Yeah, like animated, cartoon.
Oh, and do you remember We're Back at Dinosaur Story?
Loved it. Yeah. John
it-
Goodman.
John Goodman's in that.
Yeah, he's the voice of
Yeah.
the dinosaur.
Dude, that movie kind of scared me.
Yeah, it was kind of spooky. It was
Yeah.
a kid getting kidnapped by dinosaurs and taken through New York City.
And then there's a bad magician.
Oh yeah. Speaking of bad magicians, Fern Gully. You remember Fern Gully?
Yeah, where he, like the environmentalist.
Yes,
The movie
it was
where
like
they're
the smoke out of the machines.
Yeah,
were
the
fucking everybody up.
smoke. That scared me too.
Because it was very
Mhm.
demonic the way they did it all.
It was because like they would form spirits, right, or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
form faces and shit.
Yeah, dude.
and then rip
Mm-hmm.
the home of all like you'd have like all the fairies and it would be so
Mhm.
cool and like this awesome like land, and then you would just see like blades coming through and just it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
Yep. So what have they found in these drinks that's bad again?
Do you have your phone? We can like Google it because I've never actually Googled it. I've just taken people's word for that one.
I don't have my phone. What do they say it is?
Maybe you're not ready to wake up from the Matrix from that specific. There's little matrices. Like, dude, there's shit in this. Apparently, their containers
Oh no.
at high degrees cause cancer. Like when it's like hot.
Oh, and they put hot liquid into it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I drink a big one. And it's like, dude, it's like,
What'd you get?
dude, their caramel brulee latte is so fucking good.
Hot? It's a hot
Yeah,
drink?
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
try it. Text it to me.
Yeah, I will. It's seasonal, so get it while it lasts. They didn't pay for that.
You know, I've gotten just like their drip coffee, and I can't figure out how to make it good. I'd be like,
It's not
put,
good.
Put some
Their,
half
their
and half in
coffee's
there,
not
put
good.
some, you know,
Yeah.
like it needs to be like a very sweet drink, I guess. But I
Yeah.
don't like putting sugar in coffee. If I go to like a breakfast spot, I'll get coffee and just some cream.
Yeah. What? So wait.
I invited them to my show last night. They didn't come.
Awkward. You could make it big.
It'll be even worse when I look through their window tonight.
Yeah, when you should like walking like all drunk. Like, so how was your night?
Yeah. Did you have fun at the comedy show?
Yeah. I was like, wait, we actually have to be quiet because they can actually hear.
Oh, fuck them.
No.
Well,
I don't want to cause any issues.
they'll come soon.
It's just jokes. Yeah.
They'll come soon. I'm gonna burn this house down tonight with them in it.
Oh, dude, that's a hot topic right now.
Hot topic. Oh yeah. So I should look at a map. See, that's the thing. I don't watch the news.
Should look at a map.
But,
He would need an open mic.
Didn't, yeah. But somebody said Malibu's burning down.
Yeah.
But is that in California or
Mhm.
Florida?
There might be a
I thought
Malibu.
Malibu
Florida.
was Florida.
Nah, it's definitely California.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god.
I used to work there.
I really
Another place I
I'm
worked.
fucking dumb. Malibu doing what'd you do
Oh.
down there?
Valet cars.
All right. Nice cars, I take it. It's Malibu is like an Aspen sort of city.
Oh my god, on steroids,
Oh.
dude. There's a trailer park on the beach, and each trailer's like $1 million, $2 million.
Oh shit.
Isn't that crazy? Like, why would you want to spend that much on a trailer?
Yeah.
I guess you're right in like on the Malibu beach, like which is amazing, by the way. But
Is it?
It
nice,
is really
clean,
nice.
warm water,
No,
cold water.
the Pacific Ocean is significantly colder than the Atlantic because it's deeper, so it's more water to warm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So what is burning down over there?
do you want
Los
what the-
Angeles, Malibu, different like
do you
like-
want do you want to know the mainstream narrative?
No, I want to know what's the word on in your chat rooms on 4chan.
Okay, I'll tell you both. So the mainstream is like there's fires in Palisades, like the Valley, and like kind of close to Hollywood.
All
Like the
pretty rich areas.
yeah, dude. What's crazy though is like like right behind the Hollywood sign, it's burning, and there's this picture like Hollywood. It was actually crazy, but
It's like this is the end.
dude, yeah. Oh, whoa, yeah. They kind of prophesized it, dude. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. That's interesting, because that's kind of like
That's like the story of it.
it just burned.
Yeah.
Right? Because at first I was like, no, it was an earthquake. No, like everything
No, it
was on
like
fire.
burning, bro,
Like,
yeah.
whoa, dude,
was the
that's
rapture.
crazy. Dude, see, they program us with this shit.
Seth Rogen knows.
Yeah, dude, I think he's part of. I mean, I like him though, but
But at this point,
Sucks.
you know he's the Illuminati.
could be, dude. What's
Well,
crazy?
dude, you know when his tipping point was?
Mm.
When he did that gig with fucking the Jewish lady,
Sarah Silverman?
Celine Dion or whatever.
Oh, she's the worst. You know how bad she is?
no, but it's not Celine Dion. Who's the big Jewish lady?
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
What do you do?
He did a fucking movie with her. It was like he was doing these kids stoner movies.
She got his soul.
Yep, and then he did
Yep.
that one movie, and all of a sudden he's
Mhm.
Illuminati ever since.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What like you've like noticed that you've been holding on to this theory?
No,
or,
I just
like, how
think
do you
that's
know-
when that was the turning point.
what makes you like you think he acted differently after that?
Well, I think he hit like an intense level of fame and then started. Yeah, he moved from being like the face of it to. And keep in mind, I don't believe any of this.
you just entertain it.
I'm just entertaining.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So like he's like the face of it, but then he started becoming the writer, producer, and so then he became.
He got a new echelon.
Yes,
Mhm.
they upgraded him to start. Start manipulating through this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's other examples of that. Like,
Love you, Seth.
there's so much where that's the case, but and I've heard whistleblowers talk about that too. Like, I believe it, but
I want to know what the conspiracy side of this is. The
okay.
fires.
So this is kind of close to home. It's kind of weird. So
Because you lived out there.
Yeah. So supposedly there, and I've heard this from many different accounts. I got
Okay.
into an argument today. I spent so much energy on this. I shouldn't have. I got into a group text argument today. It was like me versus like 5 people,
Oof.
like in a conspiracy.
They're
like,
bullying you.
They're like retard. I'm like,
It's like a Discord lobby.
yeah, no, yeah. It was like
Reddit thread.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna call him out. Like, it's all good. Like, dude, I get it. Like, what I'm saying is shocking. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong, and I'm sorry for wasting your time. But I'm wasting your time because I think it's true.
Yeah. Of course.
And it's like, you don't have to call me retard, but it's
Is
all
that
good.
a trigger for you?
Yeah, because I think I'm a little retarded. So, honestly, so it is, because it's like it could be a good thing or a bad thing. Isn't that crazy nowadays?
Yeah.
Like you like
You
super
think you're
autistic.
a little retarded?
I think I'm autistic.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can't do middle seats on airplanes, for example.
Can't do middle seats on airplanes.
Even though I drafted a fantasy football team in a middle seat on an airplane one time and won the league.
Oh, because you were under pressure.
Yeah, I would honestly that should be on my resume.
Okay.
But
I can't do middle seats either.
that's funny.
Uh,
Well, just know if we sat next to each other on the airplane, I'd give you this armrest.
I would take it. Yeah.
Yeah, you deserve both.
I-
Like middle seat.
Middle seat
you're in the
gets
middle-
both.
I think that's universal. And if you don't respect that, you don't understand like common courtesy.
No. Well, you know what? You hit a certain like weight where you're like, they already hate me, so I'm taking this fucking privilege.
Yeah, like let's just have it
Like
be
you
comfortable
don't
for
want to
everyone.
sit next to me. I don't want to sit next to you.
Mm-hmm.
We both want an empty seat next to us, which is crazy because I'm the only one that needs an empty seat next to me.
Mm-hmm.
You fit in a seat, so what are we really doing here? I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna take this,
Dude, I've sat next to way worse than you though.
and I hate.
Like you're not even bad.
I like dozing off on a flight,
Mm-hmm.
but then I'm always one of these guys, like waking myself
I
up
do that
like
too.
that.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
And
it's
then,
like violent.
Yep, I'm one of those. Well, I'll do it violently, and then I'll like pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah, you're like,
And you're like, then you kind of, then you're side eyeing the
You're like,
people
"Good
next
flight."
to you. Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm actually pulling my headphones out
Yeah.
right now.
yeah.
I haven't been on a flight in a while. I should go visit my sister and niece and nephew.
Where they at?
Ohio. I don't know. Not in Trump's America. I should tell her that. I can't come out there. I have a cat. I don't want anyone to eat it.
Oh wow. No, Trump's gonna go after those guys.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll make a reservation then.
Oh, yeah.
So he's gonna steal an ocean. What do you think about that?
Greenland's a land.
No.
Oh, the Gulf of
yeah,
America.
the ocean thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, well, what I've heard, I haven't heard arguments to support the ocean thing, but I've heard arguments to support Greenland.
So he wants Greenland for what?
He wants it to be part of the U.S. or independent.
Why independent? So he could get a base in there?
No, so either no one can have bases or we get a base.
Right. I make it military, yeah.
Because he claims China and Russia both have like ships out there. It makes him a little nervous.
Oh, okay.
So that's the whole Greenland thing. That makes sense. Like, okay.
It's like a military pull.
Yeah.
Who does Greenland belong now to? Britain?
I think Greenland is its own land. Denmark tries to claim it. I haven't really looked into this, why they think it's theirs. I guess they're kind of close. we're stretching.
We can see it.
Yeah. So I forgot what their claim is.
Okay.
Dude, it might
And
be.
he wanted to annex part of Canada.
Yeah.
Same thing, military expansion.
I think it's like Canadians want to be Americans.
Oh, well, Canada's very much its own place.
We gonna take it.
Huh.
Go to war. Now we're the South.
But Canada, why would you? How about we give up Maine
We're negotiating.
and we take part of Alaska?
You can have Vegas on the weekends.
Yeah, do we already own Alaska?
Vegas sounds like a baby stripper name.
Vegas, yeah. Vegas. Shut up, your mother's working. Yikes.
That's a good bit. Like, why don't you see people named Vegas?
I dated a black chick named Vegas once.
Actually?
No, I just
Oh.
made that up. Uh,
I was thinking it would be more Hispanic or Hispanic.
Black girls have cooler names. I met a Shuntilla.
It sounds like
Quashamisha. It's like they tried to put every letter in that fucking name.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. I've met some crazy black names, but I can't recall any. But
Wait though. Why? What's the conspiracy about the fires?
Oh, dude, we keep getting off topic. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. So basically, there's a whole tunnel system that goes from the Playboy Mansion.
Heard about these? Yeah.
Oh, you've heard about this? Okay.
Yeah, it goes from
Into people's houses.
Sure.
And some other places as well that I'm going to tell you about.
yeah.
So this happens in the Hollywood Hills where there one fire's at, in the Pacific Palisades where another fire's at, in Malibu, which the fires happened, I think you remember, like 4 years ago. That happened in Malibu. These are all very wealthy areas.
Yeah.
So it's like really weird. And also it's also in the valley too, don't get me wrong. And there are celebrities that live in the valley, but like South Central's not really on fire, you know? So that's kind of interesting. I don't know.
All the poor places are
not on fire, really. Like they've maybe
You
had
think
to
this is like an evidence hider.
Yeah, so exactly. They're trying to cover up the tunnel network, like the entrances. Everyone's like, dude, you know tunnels are made out of steel? Like, it's like the 9/11 argument all over again. And even though they're on the wrong side of it, even though I'm not saying that, like, it melted the tunnels, like the debris, I'm saying. Combined with, like, the insurance not involved, so that means, like, people think it's, like, the government's going to step in and buy the land, which is, like, kind of weird. And because State Farm stopped insuring the properties, like a few years ago, for fire insurance.
Oh, really?
So all of these people are fucked.
Oh, wow.
But it's like they kind of want to be. It's like what's the classic, like? It's like a Trojan horse kind of.
So now that they're fucked and they don't have fire insurance and their shit burns down,
the government's gonna try to seize it, which they'll cover for these celebrities.
Oh, okay.
So I know that sounds crazy, but like the fact that I've seen many whistleblowers say that there's tunnels. There's a network of tunnels.
Sure.
Different people have said that. So I believe that.
Well, were those tunnels going to be damning evidence for something?
For like human trafficking.
And when was that supposed to come to light? Do you think the P. Diddy stuff, they're really heating it up, so that's why they're
It's
lighting
like
fires?
there's different political fires everywhere if you think about it. And what did Biden do today or yesterday? He said another $500 million to Ukraine during this fires. Like, oh, they're distracted with the fires. Send more money to Ukraine. Like the fact that was announced today while all of this is going on is just interesting, you know.
Is Trump not gonna fund Ukraine?
He's gonna come up with a peace treaty, so we're not gonna be at war. Or they're not going to be at war, even though it's a proxy war. But
Putin will go for that. What's a proxy war mean?
It's where like you're funding one side with arms and like they're like fighting on your behalf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ukraine's fighting on the U.S.'s behalf,
basically, yeah,
to stop Russia from expanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what it is also is like the NATO borders. There's something about how like there's parts of Ukraine that used to be Russia, and like it's kind of like Israel and Gaza. Like they've kind of like gone back and forth on the land over the years.
Yeah.
They're actually very similar conflicts in a sense. I didn't think about it like that, but like there's parts of Ukraine that are predominantly Russian speaking.
Yeah.
And Russia wants to claim those places or has already. So it's interesting because they haven't really advanced recently.
What's the little one?
Donbass.
Well, that's like a city, but what's the Crimea?
Crimea, yeah, that's another one.
Is it technically Ukrainian, but Russia wants it back?
Yeah, and it's like Russian speaking there too.
Okay.
And then I've also seen reports of like Ukrainians harassing the Russian speaking ones. Like it's like a little conflict they have, you know?
Yeah.
And like, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, Putin was part of the KGB, and I don't know what's propaganda surrounding him and what's not, but I don't think he's as bad as the media is claiming him to be, but I also like don't think like he has the best resume in the world. So it's
Sure.
like, how can you trust someone like that? You know?
Well, you'd have to have a pretty crooked guy to run Russia, wouldn't you?
Well, dude, like supposedly, like if you,
Russia still has like one of the most successful mobs
yeah, well, so
of like any country.
a lot of
world
people think
power,
that's
right?
like the deep state there. Are these oligarchs, these really rich people? We have them here. It's like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, like all of those very rich families. They have their equivalent there. And so when Russia gets a bad name, chances are it probably has to do with one of those families.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just willing to bet that. I don't know if that's true. I haven't really dove into it. I don't really like care to. Like I just don't have time to. But
Well, that's pretty wild.
yeah, that's like kind of my like 2 cents and like what I've like learned about it. But like also like Ukraine has a shit ton of corruption there. Like
Sure.
and so I don't know. It's
Their president's a comedian.
have you seen like his
Yeah.
videos where he's like dancing? It's kind of weird.
It's crazy to be a comedian, actor, playing a show about being the president, winning the presidency, and then that happening, and like
Yeah.
that was very crazy.
Let me ask you this though: has he made you laugh once?
No.
No.
Tell a joke. Yeah. What the
That's
fuck?
if I was at the next press conference, I'd be like, "Can you tell us joke?"
Yeah.
He'd be
just
like-
got back from war with Russia, and boy, yeah.
Well, but he has like no personality. He'd have to be like a dry comic, like my parents died
Yeah.
in the car accident. Like it'd have to be like so like dark, but then like light or something. I don't know.
Do you guys like bread? One day, we'll rebuild the bakeries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is all very crazy. That war is still going on. I remember when it started, and everyone was like, "This is like a 9-day thing. This is like
Mm-hmm.
you never think of wars happening for like years at a time.
Mm.
It's pretty wild, and people are just over there living their lives through the war.
That should be like a new rule. There's a game clock,
Yeah,
you know, and like we
Yeah.
count up who's left at
there's
the
only
end.
6 rounds in.
Yeah.
There's only 6 rounds in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we have Switzerland hold the game clock because they're like notoriously neutral, but they
You-
have a shit ton of corruption. That's a whole another thing.
You know, Ashley Mikowski went out there to Ukraine,
Yeah, yeah.
filmed a whole documentary.
Mhm.
I
She's
wonder
wrong.
if it's.
She's wrong on all of it.
I haven't seen the documentary.
She's so pro Ukraine. She's like she would disavow everything I just told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see the documentary. You know?
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
I love Ashley Mikowski. She was awesome.
I liked her too. She's actually a very sweet person,
Yeah.
and like, you know, like anyone that like falls for any cause, that tells you have a heart. Like you
Yeah.
care about something. That's good. Like, but sometimes I think we get misled, and I'm willing to admit maybe I'm misled on a few things. Maybe I believe in things that I shouldn't. But I just want love and peace for everybody, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. So.
I suppose it doesn't matter if the world burns. I'd love to do everything I can to make peace with everything around me, but the way I look at it is I'm gonna let the world do what it does, and then I'm gonna try to practice healing through laughter. You know, so like
Mhm.
it can swing either way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm contributing much to either way that it goes. But I think I kind of follow the aftermath and try to heal from that spot,
Yeah.
uh, which is a fine thing to do.
There, you gave me a few buzzwords there about
Astronaut.
no, like an Eminem line.
Oh no.
I know you don't like Eminem, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's like got your funny bone laughter coming in, breaking it like a chiropractor.
That's one of his lines.
No, I don't know. I just wrote that.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like
It sounds like
maybe it doesn't. Like it was more like laughter and
got
rhyming it
your
with
funny bone.
Yeah.
What was it? Got your funny bone laughter.
Yeah, gonna break it like a chiropractor. Something like rhyming laughter and chiropractor. I was like, oh, funny bone is a good
Yeah.
link, but
Funny bone's great. You know why?
Mm.
Funny bone.
Oh, it's like
It's
a
got
good
3
syllable.
syllable count.
Oh.
Funny bone. You could speed up.
Mm-hmm.
You could slow it down.
Funny bone. Oh, so
Yeah.
you try to aim for 3 when you're rapping?
No, but there's like this mystical rule of 3s just in everything, in comedy and fucking, you know.
Do you want to share this mystical rule, or do
No, it's
do
just, well, in comedy, it's like set up a pattern and then break it. So it's like you need 2 to set up a pattern, and then the third one can break it.
2? What does that even mean?
So it's like
oh, okay.
where you take something basically, and you're like, let's see, like
Oh, I got it.
my feet. Like I worked all day at the prison, and my feet hurt, my knees creak, and my asshole's blistered. It's like 2 normal things and then a crazy one. That was a bad example, but it's like the rule of 3. You'll see it in a ton of comedy stuff.
So it's like misdirect almost.
Yeah, it's basically it is almost another way to say misdirect, because it's like setting up a pattern and then breaking it. I'm trying to think of rules of 3 I got. Where I'm like, ooh, it's kind of tough on the spot. And I know I use it so often. It's like such a formula inside of writing jokes that,
dude, I see
you
that.
notice it in everybody's
Yeah.
shit now.
Yeah, wow.
But it's like normal to see 2 regular things and then the third one be boisterous or very crazy. And the third one is what gets the laugh. You're like, I take payment in cash, credit card, and half-smoked cigarette butts.
Yeah,
Boom.
Yeah,
And it's the third one that hits really hard. But I set up like the pattern and then I broke the fucking pattern. Like, it's very.
Like traffic, looking for my chapstick. Feeling
Oh,
caught
look,
car
there's a
sick.
Ford Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in music, it helped too. In music, your lyricism is kind of like comedy writing, but it's I don't know.
Lil Wayne treats it that way.
Lil Wayne's a punchline rapper. That's very correct.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is very set up punch. Which is very cool what he does. I used to hate on him. I used to hate all that stuff because I hated all those legacy kids that listened to it.
Yeah, but then you realize, like, oh, actually, this one's
Like
good.
some of them are good.
Yeah.
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 Some of it sucks, but some of Lil Wayne was really cool. I want to do a music podcast where me and my buddy Pat go year by year. Like 2006, this is what I was listening to. 2007.
Yeah.
Because I still listen to mostly emo stuff, and actually, you know what? Right now, my music catalog is pretty distinguished. I've taken most classic rock out of it, most heavy rock out of it, but I still have like metal in there, punk rock, a ton of punk rock, a lot of reggae, a lot of old funk.
We've got the funk.
Yep.
Is that funk?
Yes.
Saying we've got the funk?
Yeah.
What makes
That's
that
what
funky?
they did. Because it's like 1970s funk.
Okay,
Who is that? Like Sly and the Family Stone?
I don't know.
It's, I don't know. That's probably wrong. But think like the Gap Band, the Commodores, good shit. Parliament,
Mm-hmm.
George Clinton. I like it.
Is what's that? Do you remember?
That's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Are they funk?
Yeah,
Or are they
technically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got one.
they're like pop, funk, disco-ish.
Mm-hmm.
See, disco came through there too. You know what? I watched a little bit of a Michael Jackson documentary. Did you ever listen to or get involved with Michael Jackson?
Dude, he's still alive.
Okay. Did not know that.
And he's innocent.
And he's innocent. He's alive and innocent and being hidden somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know where though.
Whoa, you think that was a fake death?
Mm-hmm.
Do you
I think
think
there's a
Heath
few.
Ledger's a fake death?
I've heard it is. I don't know if it is though.
Wow.
He looks like
Tupac?
somebody. Tupac? I've heard it is. I don't know.
Biggie?
I think he might be dead. I don't know. Maybe he's not though.
Who knows? Left Eye?
Left Eye. I don't know who that is.
It's the female hip hop group.
Well, that's very Illuminati. That name, Left Eye, just covering one eye.
Ooh. Well, she was
Yeah.
blind in the other eye.
Oh, that's kind of
I
Illuminati.
think. I don't know.
She was just really into the Illuminati.
Hip hop groups are all fun and games until someone loses a left eye.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, you just brought out a core memory that I forgot about. When I was studying abroad, we had this.
What was her name? Sorry.
We had this like super like police state like lesbian trainer train us like very like buff dude. Like,
Train you what?
self defense.
Oh, nice.
Like for one day. Like what are we gonna do? Why are
You're
we
just,
doing
like,
this?
practicing it on your luggage at the train station.
Yeah. Like what are you like? What is this 1 day training?
That's how I felt when we went to Breckenridge and they taught us how to ski for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we were having lunch, and after lunch I was like, so what lessons come after lunch? And they were like, it's free ski after lunch. Like, you're on your own, kid. And I remember like eating a delicious Subway sub. So
Mhm.
back in the day, Subway used to be the jam.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I ate the Subway and then it was just free ski after that. And I thought the same thing. I was like, 6 hours is not enough training
Yeah.
for me to do this in any real capacity,
Yeah.
in
'Cause
any real situation.
You could easily find yourself on a black diamond.
Yeah, well, that's the goal. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I'm like, I need to.
One of those Quamishas I was
specify.
talking about.
There's actually a Kill Tony comic that did a good bit about the color ratings of the slopes.
Oh yeah,
You remember that one?
yeah, I do loosely.
Yeah. I forgot the like joke, but
I'm so next week the HEB Center one should come out.
oh yeah,
The New Year's Eve episode, I think.
that'll be cool.
Yeah, another big one.
Oh, I gotta tell you my other Uber story.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Dude, this guy gets in my car, and let this be a lesson to people.
Especially fat people. Go ahead.
No, I think the lesson can be meaningful to all shapes and sizes. Like, the person will become evident soon.
Oh shit.
after I tell the
Yeah.
intro. No. All right.
Sounds like he's written his manifesto already, folks.
Yeah.
Once they find my notebook,
Yeah.
they'll know why I did what I did.
What if you're in your manifesto? You're like reading Bane voice.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Once they find my word. Yeah.
Like the guy on the news has to do it.
He's like, he's got to keep getting ready. He's like, excuse me. I don't do Bane often.
Excuse me, is there someone that does Bane?
Yeah. Is there anyone that can do Bane in the house? Someone's like, I can do the Joker. That's not what I asked. That would be funny.
I forgot.
To
what I was-
my family and friends. And news.
I bid you adieu.
Yeah. Make sure he does the voice.
Is he doing the voice right now?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
How shall I begin?
Oh gosh, now I'm self-conscious.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck the voice.
I do your regular voice.
Regular voice.
It's
now,
like,
regular
is he doing his regular
He's like,
voice?
yeah. Make sure this guy, yeah. Sorry for the confusion.
Honestly, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's like Bane voice, and then he's like, now do this one in a Scooby-Doo voice. This part's for my dog.
I can actually do this one, thank God.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss you. You were a good dog. He's got to do it in a dog voice. That's funny. So Uber ride, hit me with it,
so
fatty.
here's the lesson. So this guy gets in my car, and the first thing I see that hits the seat is a piss bag.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't want to see that. And I almost canceled. No, it was empty. It was empty, thank God. But it was a catheter piss bag. So
yeah. I guess he's got to toss that in before he climbs in, huh?
yeah, and then I also saw he has a walker, so I help him out with that, and I put that in my trunk. And he was actually a really nice guy.
Cool.
And but it's quiet. We're just listening to Fred again, and
Oh, you make him listen to that?
you don't like Fred again?
He's got a catheter, man.
Yeah.
Fredigan's all right.
I like Fred again.
Nothing against Fredigan. If you'd like to sponsor the show,
Yeah, yeah.
please do.
I guess we're a little split on you, Fred.
Yeah, send me an album. Let me decide for myself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we got to do our de-sponsorships this week too at some point.
Okay.
I know we're like all like doing a lot of time, but basically he gets in the car. He's like after like 5 minutes, he's like, "You want to know what happened to me?" I'm like, dude,
That's
if
like a
it's-
cryptic. You're got a cryptic back seat. You want to know what's in the box?
yeah. Dude.
They just.
Who are they setting me up with?
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's like I find out that Hulk Hogan is like the CEO of Uber.
Yeah.
He's like, give him that one. Give him pee
Yeah.
pants.
Somebody find Aragon.
Yeah. Oh, Aragon wants Uber Eats.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He gets in with a catheter.
Gets in with.
Oh,
He's like, want to know what happened to
gross.
me?
I picture him in a hospital gown. Is he in a hospital gown?
No, but he had just been playing Warzone.
How do you know that?
Because when I brought him back, I helped him with his groceries, and he opened the door, and the Warzone loading screen was on the monitor.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're playing with. Wow. He didn't even have to get up. He
Mhm.
could just piss while he plays, bro.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That is awesome.
I'm kind of envious.
Yeah.
You like we're just like going through a map, like, come on, we need more footsteps, and you just stop. You're like, But anyways, he's like, you want to know what happened to me? I'm like, what? He goes, motorcycle accident. That's the lesson. Don't get a motorcycle or you piss in bags.
Oh, and he's stuck with the catheter for how long?
He doesn't know yet, but it's temporary.
Oof.
Yeah, dude, he got really messed up. I felt bad for him.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
motorcycles, I couldn't, dude. I don't think I would. I've been invited to as well. You know, come ride the motorcycle, and I just don't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not me.
No. I'd do it if it was like a futuristic one, like a little car.
I kind of would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Futuristic ones feel safe. I would hit the hovercrafts when they come out with those.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they told me when I was in elementary school?
Hmm.
They said when you graduate in 2010, they're going to have flying taxis that take off and they fly certain distances, and that could be one of the jobs you have. And for the next 18 years, I was like, hi, my name's Dan. I'm practicing, in the hallway. My name's Dan. I'm going to be your instructor, flight or your pilot for today.
Yeah.
Where are we going? And we're going to the Broncos Stadium. 1 second there.
Yeah.
We're flying over Arvada is to our right now.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the coolest job ever, and then it never came true.
Yeah, we got to track her down, and you're going to be like, it never came.
Oh, you know why else I should track that lady down?
Why?
She told us as kids that she started a, what's that called where you put money into like a certificate?
Oh, bond.
A bond. And then when you're 18, you get to cash it out or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
She said she did that and put a $20 bill in for each student in her class that we were going to get when we were 18.
Where's your bond?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Never got it unless my parents got it.
No. She meant for herself. It was her money.
Well, yeah, it was her money, but she was going to I thought she had promised it to us, each individual students. And she's like, when you turn 18, this is like the power of saving, and it'll save money. And
so, but you explicitly remember her saying that?
I do, yes.
Really?
Yes, I do. Her name was Miss Mastriana.
We should hire a PI one day.
Yeah. My family saw her too at a Costco. Probably when I was in middle school or early high school. And I thought about it then, but I was like, I'm not 18 yet. So it's still coming.
Mm.
And then I haven't seen her ever since.
See you soon, Dan.
Yeah. And I never got that, and I was always upset about it.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Also, do you know adopted kids? Because I was adopted, my parents got a check for me every month.
Dude, I'm going to adopt. Wow.
Shit, it wasn't a lot. Colorado did not pay a lot at all. It's kind of fucked up. You get more for alimony and child support than you do for when you adopt a kid, they send you a check for $100 a month.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, here you go.
I'm
Take care of them.
It'd be funny if I adopt and I'm like, what is the limit on how many chores they can do?
Oh, I was trying to work a bit about how so I realize now why it was so problematic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because the buzzwords I was using was, how long is it cool to own a slave?
Mm.
And then everybody jumps to their connotation of slave being a black, you know what I mean?
Even though there's been other slaves.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing was, I got adopted, and my family was a real do-it-yourself family. We're going to build the deck. We're adding on to the house. We're doing this. So, we worked from, a young age on. As soon as I could, push a lawnmower, I was fucking running a lawnmower. And I remember as a kid growing up and just being like, I don't want to do any of this at all. And as a kid, you find out what slaves are. And I was like, I'm a slave. Right now, I'm a slave.
Yeah.
I was bought. I don't know my fucking parents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here now in this fucking plug a family together situation. Mm-hmm. This other guy is another slave, my older brother, but they're calling us brothers. I don't fucking know this guy.
It is kind of a weird thing, but you still love him, but it's still a weird thing.
Yeah, I just was like this, I'm coming to terms with all this stuff as a child. Mm-hmm. We're talking 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. learning the world around you. The more you know, the less you know, sort of thing. And I wanted to, all the way growing up, I was like, they're making me do physical work for like 8 hours at a time. Like, this is insane, the amount of work that we did. And, you know, it's a normal, we had a big house and we had a big yard, and I was very blessed and lucky. But I'm like, dude, they have me doing all this shit that I don't want to do labor wise.
Yeah.
I'm a slave. And then
That's
I remember
crazy.
turning 18, and like when I was like 16, 17, I was like, the second the clock hits 18, I'm going to fucking move out of here. Like, I got to get the fuck out of here. You know, like it was like my indentured servant's time was up. I was like, fucking, they raised me till I was 18. Now I can get the fuck out of here, and I don't have to fucking work and do any of this shit no more.
Isn't it funny though? As you grow older, you gain more like empathy, and you're, like you just understand.
Oh, I still
better.
don't want to go do any of that shit. No.
I know, but I'm just like, it's like it's crazy how your like perspective changes like that. But
I do gain empathy, yeah. I realized a lot of it was like, of course, none of it was like slavery. You know what I mean? Like
No.
I was being like hyperbolic growing up and being just extra as a child, but as like an adult and as a comedian, I'm like, that's what I thought the whole time.
That's funny.
And I kept remember asking myself, how fucking long is it really cool to own a slave?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like I've been purchased like that.
Yeah, that's
and I'm just a slave right now. And this is fucked up.
So you got to build like a whole adoption bit up until that point, I think.
I do. Because
Yeah.
when I would start with, how long is too long to own a slave?
Yeah,
They all look at you and they're like, cut it out. You
They're
know,
basically reading the end of the book.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oof.
Yeah.
You know?
That's interesting. Yeah. But that's part of comedy is like you realize like where to place things, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you're like, this is the bit I'm trying to work on. And you say what you know so far, and it's like the wrong part of the bit to be bringing up first.
Yeah, yeah.
You like sometimes you start with the end, you start with the beginning.
Yeah.
We're almost ready to wrap up, right?
Yeah, dude, whenever.
I'll tell you. Let me touch on a few things I did.
I just so you know, like I'm in no rush. Like we could record a long one. I just put the sunglasses on because I wanted to timestamp it, and I wanted to do a little bit of sunglasses.
Okay.
So whatever you want to wrap it up, I'm cool. But I'm also like not on a time crunch right now.
Is what time is it? Do you know?
I don't know. It's fun.
What does the TV say?
It's 10:17. That's
Damn.
actually late. So I'm down to wrap it up whenever, dude.
Well, no, Chipotle's gonna close. I think it stays open till 11.
All right, we can wrap it.
Well, I don't need Chipotle either.
What are your other options?
Around these parts,
Cosmos.
I could deal with Cosmos. I think Cosmos closes at like 11 or
Really?
maybe midnight.
Dude, we could wrap it. Dude,
I
I was having a good time. I had some good laughs.
I'm in no rush either.
Yeah. Well, I want you to get like the food you want to get though. So like,
I could also what I should do is eat something light here, go to bed. Or not go to, well, you know what I mean. I shouldn't be
wind
up
down.
eating a big fucking meal right now like it's like I'm about to be up. But I feel like, you know, I am about to be up. I'm going to write some jokes and play some Call of Duty.
Yeah, dude.
So who's going to stop me?
Yeah.
Maybe watch, this TV's gorgeous. Maybe I'll watch a fucking awesome something.
Let me make sure it's still even recording. Oh, dude, we're out here. Oh, guess the timestamp.
123.
Can you see it?
No.
Oh, it's 129.
Ooh.
So
Poppy.
you're close.
Well, I'll be quick. These opportunities as a comic are just popping up, right? Left and right. So initially I got a job at the Improv because I'm like, well, if I'm there and they need a host or they need a performer, that's how I get put up and noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward like 3-4 fucking years before that's really tangible to happen. And now it's tangible to happen. And it like this last weekend, it happened where I go up for this guy, Finesse Mitchell, one of the greatest, awesome dude. A mixed crowd, kind of older. I don't know, a very mixed crowd, Latinos, Mexican, Latinos and black people, and a few sprinkled in white people, and
Sprinkled.
seriously, like white people were kind of the least, or what's that called?
Represented.
Yeah, they're the least represented, or they were like the
Minority.
in each one. Yep. And I go up there, I have a good time performing for his crowds every time. So those are great sets. And they were kind of unplanned sets, but I had like a day to prepare. So like I didn't go up Friday, but I knew I was going to perform Saturday and Sunday. So I do 3 shows like that with him. 3 shows. He's having me do 12 minutes. And then in between, this is what I want to bring up. So he tells me do 12 minutes. At the time, I haven't been going up. I've been working on this fucking show, Oddball Hour, working on my bar show, working on the improv showcase. I've let my set get stagnant and stale. And I'm like worried. I'm like, fuck, I don't really have my shit tight like this. And he's like, do 12 minutes. Well, you know, I always like to think if he tells me to do 10 minutes, I could do 8 minutes in announcements or something like that, you know?
Just kind of, yeah.
But now he's like, do 12 minutes. And I'm like, fuck, I'm really going to have to tell jokes.
Yeah.
And I go up there, I do it. It's great. It's working out good. I tell like every joke that I possibly have, that I think that I possibly have. I tell all these jokes that I can remember. And then it goes well. I'm bringing up the feature act. He comes up. He goes, I need you to do 3 minutes. And he gets off. Yeah, I bring the feature up. He does his time. I go up there to get the feature off stage thinking my work's done. I just bring up the headliner now. We're good. The feature's coming off stage and you embrace. And he's like, hey, I need you to do 3 minutes. And I'm like, and the crowd doesn't know what he just said to me. And da-da-da. So, like, I go up there and I grab the microphone. And I love just saying, you know, give it up for Aaron Branch. Without further ado, folks, are you ready for your headliner? Oh, you're not ready for your headliner. Let me fucking hear. You've seen him on HBO. Yeah. You know, I love just getting right into it. Fuck, I got to do 3 minutes. So I, like, look at the crowd, and this has never happened to me before. And I was, like, all my jokes have been told. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I do? Yeah. And I can't look at my phone. I don't have any sort of, like, it was all just thrown at me. And I'm looking around and I'm like, well, let's be honest and address the situation. Because now we're already 15, 16 seconds of silence that they've cheered. I've said, give it up for Aaron Branch. They've cheered for him. And now I'm just kind of looking at him. And so I'm like, all right, well, be honest. I tell him, this is a palate cleanse or whatever. And I go, this is what we call resetting the energy in the room. I come up here and I'm going to tell a few jokes. And all that is stalling. Well, I think of a joke and I think of my Obama joke. Like the one that's flashing in my head is one that's like dangerous to tell. Or I assume that it would be dangerous to tell in front of black people. So I'm like, fuck, it's the only thing that's coming to my mind. So I'm like, just tell it. So I tell my Obama joke, and it works. It works. I've found a way to tell it where they can tell that I'm not insulting anybody, and that it's a silly take on something, and it really doesn't truly go political. And it does, if anything, it shits on fucking white people and police brutality. So in the end of the joke, they're happy. They're like, And then I've learned to like stop tagging it after a point. Because I do try to tell a point where, like, there's white magic. White magic is where they take your grandma's house, and then it's like where they pull a dog. How do I say it? White magic is like where they pull a gluten-free dog biscuit bakery out of your grandma's house. And I said it the first time, and it didn't work. And I said something like, "Oh, did that hit a little close to home?" Which then I realized is kind of insulting to say to the audience, because they all got gentrified out of the neighborhood.
Oh,
And
you think they went there with it?
That's how I was feeling.
Mm.
But when I said hits a little close to home, that got a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I told a couple more jokes. Well, anyways, fast forward through it. So I perform 2 more times with Finesse. It all goes well. I prepare a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to tell these 3 jokes in between.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it starts to become really fun. Then I'm doing like 15 minutes a night. I end up doing 45 minutes over that weekend. And it's 45 minutes of the same 15 jokes told over and over and over.
You kind of refined it by the end.
Yeah, but like I was feeling good. And then I didn't have to hit any open mics on Monday or Tuesday. And then Tuesday night was New Year's Eve.
Mm.
And I've been excited and waiting for New Year's Eve because Francisco Ramos was coming to town. And he had already said that I'm bringing this guy, Ralph Guerra, to feature, and I want you to host. And I was so excited to host. I'm like, let's fucking go. I got family coming out. My mom, my dad, my aunt, my uncle. I'm like, let's have a fucking night. Everyone at the Improv, it's fucking packed. We're kind of short-staffed. One of the managers has to leave. Emergency, death in the family. She's gone.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah.
Chris, or the none of the other managers, well, the kitchen manager's in there doing everything he can, running the kitchen, the back of house. And it's just like me, him, and then this other person who's not really a manager. She's like a salesman, but she came in to try to help, and she was very helpful.
Good.
And she's also a comic and got a guest spot on the show. So I'm like, I was debating whether or not I should still do the guest spot because of how busy we were. But I really wanted to. It was like, I love Francisco Ramos. The audience was looking good. I'm running around like crazy. I go up there. I'm like, fuck it. We're going to do it. Let's do it. I run up there and have like the set of my life. Everything hits from my riffs up top to like everything is clicking and I'm fucking killing and huge laughs and people are cheering. And I say, my time's up, and they go, oh, like they groan. It's the first time they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. I was like, but you guys don't know, we got a fucking great show in front of you. And I'm just feeling like on all cylinders. I'm like, this is comedy. This is like, I'm doing my job correctly as a host. And I go, man, I'm killing it for how busy we are. Like all the stuff on top of it, like I'm like under pressure makes time. I'm like, this is what we're in the business for. And the guest spot goes up. She does good. The feature goes up. He's phenomenal. He's fucking super funny. He's got his own style, his own everything. He's killing it. He's killing it with everybody. Shout out Ralph. I'm watching my parents and they're just dying laughing. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I love seeing my dad laugh.
Nice.
And then my dad and my uncle sit next to each other. And then I love a good one where he's like, fucking And it's one of those. So I'm watching him just get down. Francisco Ramos comes out. He annihilates. His new hour is fucking undeniable. He is just cooking. And I mean, it's like one of those things where like every part of the show was going so well that the audience is like, you see the audience looking around like, wow, this is a really special one. Like, this is crazy. Like, it's fucking New Year's Eve, bitch. Like, we're doing something.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's like this huge fucking thing. That show ends. They go out. I have to fucking clean the club up, so I can't go out and like hang out with them. They all go to the bars. I'm like, fuck. That sucked. So that's where like it shuts back off, and you're like, oh. All of a sudden, the performance. I can't wait till I'm just a comic, because the fact that I have to now be a fucking manager and clean everything up and shut shit down and lock the building.
Could you do that? Like, could you go out with them and then do that?
No, because I had like balanced the books and paperwork. Like I had there is a possibility of going out with them and doing that, and then coming back and
That's what I'm
finishing it
saying.
up.
Yeah. That's like
It's just too risky, bro.
it's a lot.
It's like if I were to leave the building, because I still have superiors checking in on me, I think after a while they'd be like, yo, how come, like, I need to see this paperwork. We're trying to see what the night looked like and da-da-da. You know.
Not a good habit to be in.
No, I was like, I just got to see my job through to the end and then fuck off. But by the time I was done, then I just could go home. That's all that there was.
Yeah.
And
it's like it'd be hard to drink with them too if you still got to close the club.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
And I don't want to drink. I don't want to go out and drink with people.
I don't want to drink either.
I'm not a drinker. It's like none of it appeals to me. I'm always like, I can never decide what to drink. And then when I do pick a drink, I'm like, ugh, why'd I do it? I don't fucking, it's you
like
know,
poison.
I haven't had like a fun time drinking in a really long time. And I haven't been drunk in years. So it's like, I don't know. It's not my vice.
It's not for me really either. Like occasionally, but I don't know.
But dude, I have the set of my life. My parents, they're like the greatest show we've ever seen. Blah, blah.
And that's cool that they were there. For
amazing.
That too,
everybody, everything clicks. Everything's awesome. Feel good about the new year. Start feeling under the weather though. That's when it started. I start feeling under the weather, and then a few days later comes, and we have the show with this lady called Julie Kim, and she needs a host, and she also brings like this feature out, who I recognize from Roast Battle from the Bay Area. Hilarious comic. She's got great material, great energy, great stage presence, super beautiful and gorgeous, which I wasn't trying to like hang out in the green room that night because I got put on the show last minute because we didn't book a host, but I wouldn't have put myself on this show. It's like an all Asian audience.
Yeah, it's the wrong demographic.
Yeah, and it's not even that. I would have put together a better show. Catered to.
Yeah, I don't mean that.
I didn't fit on it. It didn't seem right. And you know, I had a great time still, and I listened to the set. I think I recorded it. It's interesting because like there's stuff to be learned from it. But I'm like, man, it's whether it's timing or it's like you really find out with a crowd that doesn't like you. You find out where you're writing strongest because they have no choice but to laugh.
Oh yeah, because they
will trigger something with strong writing, whether they like you or not.
Yeah. Hey. So that's a good tactic to get them to not like you at first.
Well, how do you get them not to like you? I think they decide that before you ever speak.
You're like a boop 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 a doop a doop.
Oh, if I were to bow.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
In the green room, I remember bombing a joke to Julie Kim where she was like, "Where are you from?" And I thought it'd be funny. I was like, "Laos."
Oh yeah, you told me that. Yeah, dude. So she probably went out there. She's like, "Don't laugh."
Oh no, she didn't go out there. They're playing musical chairs.
Yeah,
it's one of their favorite games. Yeah. Then they line dance.
Yeah, I'll play the trumpet while you do it.
Yeah. So, but it was crazy. I had like the set of my life, time of my life, to like one of the hardest sets of my life within a couple days, and then I just started to get sicker and sicker and have to keep working. And then,
did it feel like when Spider-Man transitioned to Venom Spider-Man? You think that was similar?
Kind of, yeah.
Because, like, you're feeling great. You got Mary Jane. You're on top of the world. And then, boom, this alien invades your body. And now you're sick.
You're a loser named Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Which they made Venom way cooler. Thank God it's not fucking...
that 70s show Venom?
Yeah, bro. Well, who did that? Why did they fucking cast like that?
At least do Kelso.
That's so dumb. Kelso would have been more interesting, but
Hyde would have been a little rapey.
Yeah.
Rapey Venom.
What's up? I'm Venom. I use these long tendrils to spike your drink. But then I get to this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I'm beat. I just want to like get the weekend over with and go home. And Coco Brown's feature gets super sick with something, food poisoning, and he's got to like dip out. So then she needs me and another comic to split the time and open her show. So now I got like kind of old black people that I'm performing for, and I go out there and I have fun with Coco's crowd, but like I'm so exhausted that I realize I'm like, this is crazy because this is training me to perform like I'm on the road, all while staying in one room.
You know what I would do if I were you? I would prepare like your set,
Yes.
but then a tangent tree if they're black,
yeah.
Asian. Like you have jokes ready to go.
Well,
And then if they're mixed, you can kind of have the appearance that you're riffing, but then do those jokes to the crowd, you know?
I do think about that. I do have jokes that I could tell a black room joke. I have like my Mexican jokes. I have this.
Yeah.
But I think the trick is finding a way to make those jokes universal to everybody.
Yeah,
But still keep them special for to stand out with like
Totally,
that sort
yeah.
of thing.
yeah, it's like, well,
Because I could tell a Selena joke, but I need to explain to the other people why this Selena joke
it's too niche.
is funny.
It's too niche.
Yeah,
It's too
'cause, like-
esoteric.
Yes, I need it to be more exoteric.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, Selena is if I look at the black people, I'm like, Selena is the Mexican Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
And then I could be like, so I live next to this person, you know, but you have to understand Selena got killed by her manager, this hideous woman. And then it makes sense when I'm like, my neighbor looks like Selena, and she used to go out and drink all night. She'd come home at 2:30 in the morning. This bitch would look like the lady that killed Selena. And then I'm like, what are you guys doing at the club?
Yeah.
You're partying too fucking hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, even on the Francisco Ramosa, I think I did some freestyling that worked really good.
Oh, what'd you do?
Where I was like, I wanted to tell a joke about how, you know, I said I lived off 76 and Pecos, which gets a laugh when you have Latinos in the crowd because they know it's like Little Mexico.
Yeah.
So, but I said it differently. I said I served 14 months off 76 and Pecos. Got a big laugh. And then I go, I got a question for you. I go, how come it takes 10 of you Mexicans? Which sounds like it's starting to
go
be
in a
racist,
bad
bro.
direction. Yeah.
But I go, how come it takes 10 of you Mexicans 11 hours and 2 cases of Modelo to fix the battery in a car?
Yeah.
And I go, you're just hiding from your wives, huh? They're like, yeah, it's getting all the thing.
Yeah.
And then I go to the really risky part where I do an accent. And I'm like, I go, 10 hours later, you just go back to your wives all drunk, and you're like, I don't know, still broke, can't fix it.
Yeah.
And like, I need to figure out that accent and really like nail it.
Yeah.
But what I tried in the moment worked.
That's cool.
And I was like,
yeah.
whew.
Yeah.
Because it's a
hard
joke
to
I've thought
nail.
about, but I haven't pre-written it down.
Yeah,
I haven't. I was like, wow, that's the comedy thing coming together.
Yeah.
And then I have to re-listen to those sets. You always got to you got to re-listen to it, write it down, because you'll forget shit. I forget shit right away, and it could be like the biggest thing for that
little
joke.
tag.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this finally made this joke work, and then I'll forget it.
Yeah.
So I need to like listen to tape, regurgitate it, and keep trying it. But I've been getting a lot of stage time and opportunity, and it's been fun. And then even at the W, my bar show yesterday, I said, fuck it, you guys, you have heard 8 weeks of me telling the gym material. I'm not going to tell any of those jokes. I'm just going to try different shit. So I gave them 5 minutes of all new.
Nice.
I make up a joke where I'm ordering DoorDash through the vents.
Yeah.
Like, we got thin walls, and I just ordered DoorDash through my neighbor's Siri.
That's funny.
And it's funny, but there's no real way where to take it yet.
Yeah.
And it's also like one of the jokes that's completely made up. So it's like, how much
That's
effort do I
hard.
want to put into making this,
Yeah.
to having to remember this shit? Lies are hard to remember.
Yeah, they are.
That's why, like,
yeah.
if you're writing material, make sure you're writing like your reaction or observation of something, because that's easy to
Mhm.
remember,
Mhm.
or it's not just completely made up silly bullshit.
Yeah, like my grandma didn't find my pocket pussy
No, but that one you might be able to remember
because
because it's so absurd.
yeah, like it's not like they have to believe me for that one. Too.
Right. You're
Mhm.
like, you're just wanting to say pocket pussy and grandma and,
You're just wanting to.
well, yeah, I think
guess
you
do.
are.
Yeah,
you're like, those are the shocking statements to make. No, grandma,
Mm-hmm.
that's a what'd you call it?
Cussy.
No, grandma, that's a cussy instead of a cozy.
Yeah.
I love this cozy. No, grandma, that's a cussy,
Yeah.
and you
That's a
should
good
feel the
punch.
inside of it.
Yeah. That's not as good of a punch.
What, you should feel the inside of it?
Yeah.
It works. It's gonna get laughs in the crowd because they're like,
Mm-hmm.
but you could come. You wrote the low hanging fruit there, so you could write above that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're like,
like that's the second step.
yeah. So if that
Mhm.
was, if the line is, you should feel the inside of it, you could change it to, did you clean it out first?
Oh yeah,
know,
that's good.
Because you're still fucking
I
around.
think I like that better.
You're like, Grandma, did you clean that out first?
Yeah.
And then she could say something like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it could get gross. You could have it go a lot of ways.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
there's funny shit to that joke.
yeah.
And that joke is one of those jokes that's amazing because you could constantly rewrite it and just
Mhm.
it could
Make it
grow
better.
into
Mhm.
a 15-minute bit that goes wherever you want it to.
Yeah, no, it's a good
Which is
seed.
you and your grandma. Because the funny thing is the dialogue between you and your grandma.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially you're playing on a few things that everyone's going to know.
Mhm.
My grandma's old. She don't know what this shit is.
Mhm.
You're playing on that. You're playing on like, you know, my grandma's holding my pocket pussy right now and has no clue.
Yeah.
And it's the more absurd it gets, the better. But right now
Mhm.
you have it at a believable level still.
Yeah, yeah.
You could be like, my grandma,
Mhm.
you know, and you could even, you come out right away and say it. My grandma found my pocket pussy.
Mhm.
You don't even need to. That's a funny shock word, or that's like a,
Well, I did it your way actually.
what'd you do that?
Well, I said my grandma came up to me the other day. She's like, "I found your cup holder."
Oh, yeah.
And she didn't realize she was holding my pocket pussy. So I don't know if I should do it that way or my grandma found my pocket pussy. Because
You could even,
you were telling me to like delay that.
yeah,
Which
you
I
could
kind
be
of
like,
agree with.
your grandma ever root through your stuff, or, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
be like,
Well, my grandma found my pocket.
because then you could have a
Yeah.
tag in there about how secure should I have the same rules for like owning a firearm in the house
Oh, that's a good metaphor.
That-
yeah.
I need to have with a pocket pussy because grandma's in the house? Should it be in a safe
Yeah.
next to my bed?
Yeah.
You know,
Or
like it's the same argument because when you
Yeah.
want to use it, you want to use it.
Well, no, you say it's like where you say it is, it's like you have to say something that like grandmas don't know how to use or would never use.
Yeah.
It's
like,
I'm trying to think of what that would
I
be.
can't hide a pocket pussy in the toaster, in the toaster oven. in
with
the-
an iPad password
Yeah.
or
You're like,
or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, no, you're right though. My pocket pussy isn't password protected.
That sounds so weird.
And it does.
That's
But
good.
it's like, you know, my grandma just gets into shit. And it's like, grandmas, they never know what shit is anyways, you know? How many times I went to my grandma's house and
Yeah.
would find sewing shit inside a cookie can, or like, you're like, grandmas are good at finding hidden shit.
yeah.
Because, like, they have doilies inside of a coffee cup
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny ways to take that shit.
Yeah.
And then you could be like, act out with it too. You know, there's got to be something where she spills a little bit and like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like you guys, you'd be like, you don't know disgusting until your grandma's like,
Or
she's, what is that? What would you call
it,
that noise? Right
that's very graphic, which I do think it's funny. But like, dude, I got a lot of feedback from my set from a lot of people who were like, "Oh, it was too crude. It was too graphic." So like, I'm trying to like not be as graphic, but I also think like, fuck it, like I should be as graphic as I want to be.
for that joke at least.
Yeah, like
Here's the thing: you can tell a dirty joke and then tell a non-dirty joke.
yeah.
So
You're saying
you're
right
set.
to it, or
No.
or just in general.
I would say if the joke naturally leans dirty, take it as far as it can go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, who knows that the next joke you write it's not going to be dirty. Or, you know,
Well-
I don't think you're particularly in that set. I don't think it was more crude than it wasn't. Your first joke was or you had the mattress joke in there. Nothing about that was dirty.
That was the only clean bit though.
Okay, what were the other ones?
Sperm bank, gay guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they might have a point.
But they're only working with 3 jokes. You know, you had 3 jokes, 2 out of 3 were dirty, right?
Then the sucking God's dick.
Oh.
People hated that one, dude.
Yeah, so 3 out of 4.
yeah.
So, but you'd want to lean. All those premises are ones that would make up a dirty set, and you'd want to lean into them as hard as you could. Because, like, when you're talking about God's dick, you're talking about a triumph
Golden.
of dicks, like you have to go into like
so
how
be more descriptive, like
fucking
double
amazing this
down.
dick is.
Oh, interesting.
God ain't gonna give
Yeah.
himself your dick. Be like, make some noise in here if you think your dick.
Is bigger than God's.
Yeah,
Dude, that's good.
Or like,
Yeah.
honestly, if anybody thought in here that their dick was quality enough that God would take it as well,
Yeah.
please
Please
say
stand
something now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like we have to see this dick.
And then like yeah.
Or, you know,
That's a good route though.
there's
That's a really good route.
also, you could argue that God has like a tiny. What if
no ego.
if it was the first dick he made?
Oh, he's
What
like,
if he didn't know?
I was like, I guess I could make them bigger.
Yeah, what if he gave himself a little one?
Yeah.
And, you know.
Because why would you want a big dick if you're running?
Yeah, if you're running everything, you got just. God wouldn't want a big dick if he's not going to use it. If he's busy doing other stuff,
Yeah.
he gives himself a super tiny dick, or he gives himself a small dick because he knows it makes a nice guy. He's like, I'm God. I'm a good guy. Of course, I don't have a big dick.
He's like, you don't think I know how to use it?
Yeah, right. He's like, you don't think it's the motion of the ocean?
Yeah.
You've heard what I can do to oceans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think
like
you would
to
have a
think
small dick, dude. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
that's how you argue the other end of it.
Yeah.
But personally, I would like to think my God has a big raging hog,
yeah.
you know, or I bet he's got a good outline.
Well, I think it's robotic, honestly, because it would have to be because it's a vagina, but then the penis comes out of it.
Oh, it's just like a cuckoo clock.
Exactly. He's got a cuckoo clock.
He's got a cuckoo
Yeah,
clock.
but
for
he's
parts.
both genders, which is kind of satanic because that's what Satan's actually believe.
Yeah.
That Satan is transgender. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I think I take that back.
Well, I don't know. The transgender thing doesn't mean they're both. Doesn't it mean that they
Hermaphrodite.
picked one?
Hermaphrodite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I could see like a timeless being having to be both. Yeah.
Having to be.
Yeah. Well, what animal?
So that's what created. He just fucked him or herself.
Well, no, I would just think like they'd either be like a Munich or a hermaphrodite.
What's a Munich? Someone who
Munich
doesn't
has
have
like
it.
no parts,
Oh.
but lives like a regular life.
From far, I look like a Munich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met a girl in Munich.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. Wait, is it Munich or eunuch?
I
think it's just Munich. Yeah, Munich's a place.
I thought you were saying
Kite
Munich.
Runner, I think, was there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't read.
Heard there's some bad farts there.
In Munich?
No, stupid joke.
I didn't get it at all.
That would be where Tony Hinchcliffe would be like, "Well, is that Ray-Ban?" And Ray-Ban would be like, "Oh, farts like gas chambers." And then you press the button and you go, Ray-Ban.
Ray-Ban.
I had a Ray-Ban moment. Yeah.
I like when he goes. I like when Red-Ban bombs something and then Tony's like, "You're such a fucking idiot." It's 10 years, folks. This has been my
10
co-host.
years. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your greatest fear? I'm telling you, my favorite Kill Tony episodes were when they were on the road.
You were telling me that. I got to go watch them.
Oh, they just, you had Wilder. I swear they were Wilder guests.
Mm-hmm.
You had less. Now that he's in like Austin, it's like all polished people. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many of them coming up there.
Feels like ABC's producing it now.
Yes, and I'm gonna start disbelieving the randomness of it.
The pickings.
You know, there's an an open mic happening in the other room.
He's selling opportunity.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, your bit's about Oreos?"
Well, I just feel like there's more chance for corruption in the show now than when they were on the road. When they were on the road, they might only get 71 signups, and you might get to see 20 of those comics.
That's why you say the road ones are good.
Yeah, and they were always crazy because you had some people that the show wasn't as popular as it is, so you had like the people that show up that want to do they know the rules. And then you have people that show up just because there was like a show happening at the Fillmore that night. And then you had people show up that are like comics in the scene. They don't quite know what it is, but they heard some buzz, so they're there. And you could see different levels of comics, and it was always so funny to see like somebody that has no clue what the show was be on the sign up for it still.
That's what's cool is I've never seen a way to get famous where you can just like it's an ongoing thing every week and you just sign up. I've never seen something like that.
No, it is a lot of people hate on Kill Tony. I've noticed that. But I've honestly watched that show for well over like a decade. So, and I'm not particularly like a fan of Tony Hinch. Like I really don't. I'm indifferent on him. I've never even heard his set, like his stand up. So I'm not gonna judge the guy as a comic. But I like the show, and his show has easily like become a credit for people to use to further their fucking career.
Yeah.
Like I've watched the head of our club book Kill Tony acts just because they sent him, like they were like, "Hey, here you go. Here's Uncle Laser. Give Uncle Laser a weekend or a dime."
Oh, really? Yeah.
And then we've had Uncle Laser for a night, and I'm like, nobody's checking the fundamentals of this. They're just taking the Kill Tony credit.
Wow.
And putting this guy up. And then I'm watching Uncle Laser, and I'm like, well, this fucking dude ain't got a set.
Oh, really?
Not a great one. I'm like, this guy's kind of fucking all over the place. But it's still amazing because Kill Tony's like definitely provided that guy that springboard to start doing fucking shows.
And whether he does anything with it or not, like, it's like providing springboards at a local level at a high rate too.
Yes. And I think there's a lot of people that you know, you never know if you can catch your big break from it, but like you said, there's a weekly reoccurring chance for you to get attention on like a big scale.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I heard him mention like they have like 1 million views on these episodes, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy, bro.
Mhm.
That's a lot of fucking eyeballs on your shit, you know? And if you are smart enough to plug yourself, that Kill Tony bump is probably feels just as real as like a Joe Rogan bump.
Oh,
When
yeah.
comics get on Joe Rogan and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, yo, I got fucking 20,000 followers after that episode.
Dude, I bet you Kill Tony's like watch through rate is like one of the highest on YouTube.
Oh, interesting. Instead
I
of
bet
people abandoning it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet you. So his fans are so loyal because, like, I think most Kill Tony fans, it's not like they just listen to 5 minutes. Like, you're guaranteed listening to at least 15.
And you know what's crazy is like, I put it on the second monitor,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember watching a little bit of it. Then I remember taking a nap, and I tried to find where I was, and then play it from there. And then I fell asleep to the whole episode, but I fell asleep, so I didn't really listen to it. So then later on, I went to YouTube on the couch and watched it. So from 3 different spots, I watched the same episode.
Yeah, I've done that too. Yeah.
And then it's like, listen to it in the car sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I do give it a lot of airtime. But I've noticed it's really just like, it goes quickly. Like, I'm not going to have Killed Tony again until next week. I already watched this week's.
Oh, you
Joe
watched it all.
Listen, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, unless I go back and listen to old ones, which I do often do because it's like a whole hidden world
Yeah.
of
I've
the
been
old
doing
Kill
that.
Tony.
I've been doing that.
And it's kind of fun.
Like, I watched the episode where Casey Rocket was discovered.
Oh, that first one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I know a couple comics, local comics that have been on Kill Tony, but like they don't know the number, and I'm like, I want to go back and listen and then find them naturally, like as they pop in, and like comics that I know coming up there, because there's been a few times listening to it where they've introduced the name and I'm like, holy fuck, I know this person, and then I look up and it is somebody I know. I'm like, whoa.
Dude, why doesn't Salma Zaki try to get on it?
I don't think she needs to. I don't think some of them all buy the hype of it. I think some of them are like anti Hinchcliffe.
Like
I
the
think
political
I
thing?
think Hinchcliffe and the Joe Rogan, and I think that whole clique is seen as distasteful from some comics.
I can see that.
I think they do get into like politics of stuff.
Yeah.
And but you know, I don't think it would hurt her. I think she would kill the minute.
Well, it's because I feel like she has a very like blue liberal audience, so she'd gain a whole new demographic. But
yeah, if
then,
they rocked with her.
Yeah, like even if they didn't, that's almost better, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to, like you said, double down.
And you just got to be like the confident comic of like, yo, these are my fucking jokes, so I'm bringing you into my world.
Yeah, yeah.
I do know people that are like 15 years into comedy and they're like following Kill Tony around, trying to like thinking that's gonna be their break, like their Letterman.
Oh wow.
I think there's like a clique of comics that are.
That's a Facebook group. That'd be funny.
No, but that would be funny if it was a group.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like they are trying. Like Kill Tony is the new Letterman for some comics.
For stand up, yeah. I feel like for most comics, you don't think so?
Well, you still have late night. You can still get on Conan, and well, no, you can't.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I guess it is one of the things that, in the essence of, on Letterman, it could launch your career, and you'd be like a touring comic after that.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it is, you know. Some of the most successful people from Kill Tony, though, are already real comics, like William Montgomery. He put in a lot of work before that. Like the Hans Kim train, that definitely took off.
I think Casey Rocket was new.
Casey Rocket seems new, and you know, are they headlining on their own, or are they doing like Killers of Kill Tony shows or
What about David Lucas? Was he like a pro before?
David Lucas was doing his own thing a little bit, but
You don't like him?
I'm not a huge fan.
Really?
no.
I think he's really funny. You think he's mean?
No, I just think there's I don't think he's my cup of tea. That's what I'll say.
He's pretty good at roasting though.
Great. Yeah. He is good.
But you know what? Now that I
it's
think of it,
a
like
fucking dumb version of roasting.
it is. It's like high school roasting kind of.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is he's very quick-witted, but I don't know how good his actual bits are.
Well, see, that's the thing is like I tried watching sets of his
Mm-hmm.
and I just like
Weren't good. See,
I wasn't impressed, yeah. So I
Mhm.
was like, And there's something about him that, like, I already think edgy black is done to a T better by other people.
Mm.
If I have to think of, like, who's going to go up there and because what I see is, like, him trying to be like Patrice.
Mm.
Well, I think Patrice's energy is alive and well mixed with a few comics, like I think Corey Holcomb. Have you ever heard of him? I think he is like he's the one to say some brutal shit, to be making jokes about the shit that you're not supposed to talk, like he's going to touch every topic and be like he's like a very male oriented old school pimp sort of mentality, like make the bitch have a miscarriage and I pay for sex because I don't want there to be no misunderstanding that I'm this bitch's friend. So he's like, he goes, but I will pay according to your neighborhood. He's like, I left $40 on the dresser, I think there's already like Corey Holcomb does it the best. So I just see
it's
like
kind of like Mitch Hedberg too. It's like unless you do it really good, it's hard to do that.
Yeah. There's a couple local comics and one local comic who I do respect and like a lot. I was writing roast jokes for, and I wrote one about, I tried listening to your set, but I realized I've heard Mitch Hedberg before. And I was going to do a Mitch Hedberg, and because he's like Mitch Hedberg mixed with, who's the other guy? Who also was like a Mitch Hedberg-esque.
Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright, thank you. Yeah. But I was gonna say that I was gonna listen to your set, but I've heard Stephen Wright and Mitch Hedberg before. But yeah, you see the style, and then you're like, oh, this person's barely living in the shadow of that. But yeah, look up Corey Holcomb. He's a killer.
Yeah.
He always says, I want you to throw somebody out of every one of my shows.
That's funny.
Yep. So he's like, within the first 5 minutes, you better be throwing somebody out of that fucking show, because I want the rest of the people to be afraid to fucking shout out and be a problem.
Oh, wow.
Because he's gonna say some shit like, and bro, I'm like, well, how do you know who to throw out? And he'll be like, you'll know. And then he'll go up there and he'll start with some fucking crazy shit that he probably should not be saying.
Oh, wow.
And then you'll have some lady stand up and like slap the table and be like, Corey, no. And then he'll like look over at security and be like, there's the bitch.
Yeah.
Get this bitch out of here now.
That's so funny.
I remember throwing a lady out of one of his shows. And it's not having an easy time doing it. And I am grabbing this lady. And I got her, like, when you grab someone by like their inner arm, by the elbow, and you're trying to like
escort them.
Well, this bitch, I'm like fucking yanking on her
Mm-hmm.
because she is stopping and trying to yell at the comedian. Like it's like a full on back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "You fucking fat, blah, blah, blah." And so from the stage, he's going off on her.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, come on.
And I'm like, "Come on, lady." And she grabs, I remember her saying no. She had a bucket of beers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her saying something about, "No, my bucket, I just got these beers." And I said, "You could bring it with you." So she grabbed a beer, and that was like a fucking mistake I learned as a security.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give them something they can throw or pour on people.
Oh, wow.
Because she started to get mad. He said something to her, and she at first was like not looking at, she was looking at the stage and not looking where her beer was,
So she was spilling
and
it
she
already.
was spilling it on fucking people at the table next to her.
Mm-hmm.
So then I tried to fucking grab her arm, and then she like saw what she was doing, and she goes, "Ah!" And there's some people you throw out, and they just turn into like a gremlin,
Yeah.
and they like they
Feel
enjoy
bad.
it, and they
Oh.
no, they're like, "Watch how crazy I really can get."
Oh.
They're like the people,
wow.
you see the videos of the people that destroy a McDonald's.
You think, dude? That's where we get our possession person.
it's like a McDonald's?
No, someone you throw out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just have to be ready every time,
Yeah.
or I'll just Corey Holcomb's weekend, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like she let the possession happen, and so she started pouring her beer on people.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are
Oh
standing
wow!
up.
Random innocent people.
Yes, bro. And dudes are standing up ready to fight this chick because it's
Oh
one of
my
those old
God.
school shows. It's like an old school black show,
Mm.
but they're all pimps. They got fucking shit in their hats.
Is black on
and-
black?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm dragging a fat white lesbian
Oh,
bitch out.
white lesbian.
Fat white lesbian bitch.
Oh,
So he got up there and he
wow.
started talking shit, and the fat white girl was with a bull dyke, like a
Bull Dyke.
like a lesbian, but like the dyke version. But it was a black girl,
Mhm.
shaved head,
Bull.
thick. He starts talking
That's
shit.
called a Bull Dyke.
Well, I don't know if we should say that. I don't
I'm
think
so-
you're supposed to.
No, I think it's fine.
Well, there's
I
like
take all the.
there's
blame
dyke. Dyke is when you look at a lesbian couple and you're like, oh, that's the dude.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's the dyke,
Mm.
or the dude look presenting one.
Oh, and the
Um,
bull is the more feminine one.
No. A bull dyke is like a more. It's like a dyke, but it's like a real big one.
Bull. So it's like a bear for a gay guy,
Sure.
but not as
A
hairy.
bull dyke, I think so. So Corey Holcomb's saying some joke, and the bull dyke gets pissed off, but doesn't want to fucking show it, so she just gets up and leaves her fat white lesbian partner
Bull Dyke.
there. No, not a bull dyke.
Oh.
This was just a fat white trash fucking I'm telling you, I keep saying fat, but
Mhm.
this was like, you know how black guys get stereotyped and that they fuck like these fat white chicks,
One of those.
honey boo boo chicks.
Yeah, yeah.
This is like a honey boo boo chick,
Mm.
and she stands up and she starts talking shit to Corey Holcomb,
Mhm.
but her lady just got up and left. Respectfully.
Who's the more obnoxious one?
What do you mean?
Spilling the beer. The beer one got kicked out.
No, that's the one we're talking about now.
Oh wow. Okay.
the,
okay.
So like the
The Bull Dyke.
that's what I'm
got
saying.
kicked
The
out.
bull dyke. No, the bull dyke.
What?
So like there's a lesbian couple, a black girl and a white girl.
Okay.
Both are fat. One's like a big fat trailer trash white girl, and one's just a big fat black girl.
Okay.
But the big fat black girl's dressed like a dude,
I
has
was-
shaved hair,
Gotcha.
looks like fucking not 50 Cent, but Ice Cube.
I'm glad you said that. I was picturing a skinny black girl.
No,
so.
it was two fat
Okay.
chicks.
Okay.
And the fat black chick gets up,
Mhm.
she leaves. She don't want to cause a scene. She don't like the comedian. She's
Mm-hmm.
like within 40 seconds of the show, she's
Mm.
like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, yeah.
She gets up and leaves. The big white girl now starts like talking shit to the stage. I go up, I tell her, "You gotta shut the fuck up." She's like, "No, fuck you, fuck this." She's getting crazy. I'm like, "All right, bitch, come on." I didn't say bitch, but I'm like, "All right, you gotta get out. You know, you're getting thrown out."
Mm.
And Corey Holcomb's like leaning into it because he knows he told me I'm going to be throwing people out.
Yeah.
And so he
He's
knows.
just
like,
doing his job.
Yeah, he starts fucking leaning in on this. And this chick is like losing it. She grabs the beer. I tell her to. She grabs the beer. She starts spilling it. Other people are standing up like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. And so, like, I'm starting to, when she starts spilling the beer, I rip it out of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I start, like, fucking yanking this lady.
You start chugging it?
No. I start yanking her. I'm like, it's fucking time for you to go because you just purposely poured this shit on, like, 3 people. You're so dumb. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, ripping her out of the room. And I see Corey Holcomb's manager run up. And I'm like, thank God this guy's going to help me.
No.
And he runs up and he gets like, he stops our momentum and he gets in her face. And he goes, wow, you're a dumb fucking hoe, ain't you?
Wow.
And she just fucking loses it.
She's like,
And I look at the guy and I'm like, what are you doing that for?
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, trying to like, you know, it turns into like a shoving match in the hallway. And it's like, she's still a lady. So it's like, you know, she's like 3 times the size of me.
She's like half a lady.
Yeah, but I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It sucks because it's like he went up there to bait you guys into fucking losing your cool. You lost your cool, and now we're having to kick you out.
Because you're not cool.
Because you're not being fucking, you know, that's the thing. It's like, it's a shitty situation to be club security that weekend. Because it doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're like, wow, that was an offensive joke.
That's like entrapment.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like it in a certain way.
Yeah.
But dude, just craziness. But hey, I'm all good, bro.
Cool.
I've wrapped fucking
Cool, dude.
less up. Let's wrap this up.
All right, episode 29.
Episode 29. Follow us, like and subscribe
Guess how
that
long?
shit. 2 hours and 1 minute. 221. Oh my god, that's a fucking movie, bro. That's a fucking shift at Sonic.
Where should I put this?
Right here.
Dude, hell yeah, bro. I got pretty paranoid at times, but then I like said things I regretted. I also said some funny things, so it was okay overall.
You're gonna realize it was no different than any other episode.
Yeah. I was like, I'm deep in the weeds on this